Baal HaTanya, may his merit protect us, once tested his young grandson, the Tzemach Tzedek. He asked him to translate the verse, Eikev asher shama Avraham b'koli, because Avraham listened to my voice. He was particularly interested in how the young child would explain the term Eikev. Without hesitation, the child replied, it means Avraham obeyed Hashem's commandments even with the heel of his foot. Baal HaTanya was delighted. Rav Yosef Karo Zatzal, in his Magid Mesharim, offers a similar insight on the opening words of our Sedra, V'haya Eikev Tishma'un. One should listen not only with the ears, not only with the mind and soul, but with the entire body, all the way down to the heels. When a person listens in this total way, the Torah promises you will observe and perform the mitzvahs. Hashem will safeguard for you the covenant and the kindness. We live in a world where, as psychologists and sociologists note, most people use only a fraction of their potential. In work, in business, in study, we rarely give more than 10% of what we could. Listening is one of the most difficult tasks. As the expression goes, one listens with half an ear. Hearing is hard enough. Complying and obeying are harder still. That's why in our daily tefillos we beg, Avinu of harachaman, v'seim bilibenu bina lahavin ulaskil lishmoa. Our merciful Father, give us wisdom and understanding to listen. Even Jews, meticulous in mitzvah observance, often struggle to truly listen, whether it's to a shir, a drasha, or even kriyas haTorah. Therefore, the Torah places much emphasis on Eikev Tishma'un, because listening is the gateway to doing. Rashi explains that the opening verse of our Sedra, V'haya Eikev Tishma'un, relates to mitzvos kalos, those quote-unquote easy mitzvos we trample underfoot, the ones we barely notice. Yet the Bali Mussar remind us that sometimes the smallest sincere act is what determines a person's fate. It's similar to someone traveling to a place that could change his life, but he's a few cents short of the ticket price. He might get partway, but he'll never reach his destination. In spiritual life, too, great deeds can be outweighed by small, neglected obligations that prevent us from reaching our destination. The Midrash explains David HaMelech's words in Tehillim, Avon akavai yisubeni. The sins of my heels surround me. David HaMelech was not afraid of failing in the great commandments. He feared the small ones that he may have overlooked. Rav Avram Sakachava Zatzal explains, for the big mitzvahs, if we fail, we notice, we can regret, do tshuva, and bring a korban. But with the small mitzvahs, we might not even realize we've missed them. There would be no opportunity for atonement. Moshe Rabbeinu therefore urges the Jews on their journey to gather not only the great mitzvahs, but also the small change, the mitzvahs kalas. For without them, we cannot reach the spiritual destination of Eretz Yisrael. Moshe then describes the land's goodness, a land of rivers and springs, wheat and barley, grapes, figs, pomegranates, olives and honey, a land lacking nothing, whose stones are iron, and whose mountains yield copper. In the Gemara Tanis 4, Rav Ashi says that a Torah scholar must be strong like iron. As Yirmiyahu writes, my word is like a hammer, shattering a boulder. Reb Ava, however, learns it from Eretz Asher Avaneha Barzel, a land whose stones are iron, a verse in our Sedra. He amends the verse saying, don't read Avaneha, its stones, but Boneha, its builders, referring to Torah scholars who build the world. The commentators ask, what's the difference as to which verse is the source? The outcome is seemingly the same. The Majlisar Rebbe, Reb Shol Yedidia, explained, there are two ways to strengthen Yiddishkeit. One is defensive, to smash the forces of ignorance, immorality, and assimilation. The other is creative, to build Torah institutions, to uplift and beautify Jewish life. Rav Ashi, who lived in Bavel, was inclined toward the hammer-destroying harmful influences approach, the boulders, as set forth in Yirmiyahu, whereas Rav Abba, who lived in Eretz Yisrael, favored the strengthening through creation and inspiration approach. In reality, both are needed, and both must work together. A study once conducted by the Carnegie Mellon Institute divided executives into two groups. Each received a map, a compass, and a stretcher. Their mission? To find a particular mountain and bring back injured climbers. One group, thinking it was a competition, sabotaged the other by stealing their stretcher and hiding it. When they arrived at the mountain, they found two injured people, but had only one stretcher. The groups had initially thought the purpose of the exercise was competitive, to outdo the other group, but actually Actually, it was to teach the value of cooperation. If they had just worked together, both of the injured individuals could have been rescued. Klal Yisrael is like that. We have different groups, different approaches. Some are on the defensive, shattering negative influences, and others lay bricks, building and beautifying. But we Jews should all be builders. In any construction project, different trades work side by side, each complementing the other. When we work together with strength, unity, and purpose, we can build higher, stronger, and more beautiful, fulfilling the vision of Eretz Asher Avaneha Barzel, a land whose builders are iron. Shabbat Shalom.